Hey y'all, here we are. Okay, another day. Today actually is so good. So good. So I'm not gonna lie, I struggle. Let's just start out with saying I really struggle with follow through and doing. I have grand ideas and I start and I don't finish some things. And today it wasn't that I didn't want to do devotions or anything, it was that I really am struggling with finding my new routine. And I have some doggos and I promise to take them out for a walk every morning, and I promise to do my hair every morning and do my makeup and get up and feel good and dress good and all the things, get up, go for walks, get some work done. um, all these things, I make these promises to myself and I put out these priorities, and devotions was one of them, and taking the dogs for a walk is one of them, and getting a good solid chunk of work done, so that I can actually pay my bills and do things. All that stuff is on my list, and sometimes in the mornings I get up and I'm like, okay, which one am I going to do first? And I have promised myself that I was going to do devotions first. I was going to put God first, and just take that time. But let's be honest, sometimes sitting down with a good book feels a little lazy, right? Like you're like, maybe don't sit down and relax with your coffee and God right now. That's, there's stuff to be done. There's work to be done. And I was really kind of battling that. I'm like, these poor dogs need to get outside. You've got to earn some money. You've got some bills to pay. You've got a huge bill coming up, and I was really letting things pull me from God. So I came downstairs and I made some coffee and I sat down in my really uncomfortable chair because I just moved and all my furniture is in here, and I've been here for 3 weeks, almost 2.5 weeks, and the moving company still isn't here, and it's super frustrating. And I own a step stool. That's my one chair in this house. Anyways, I didn't want to sit down on the uncomfortable step stool to do my devotions with my coffee. I wanted to go find a new find a comfortable chair to buy and be able to sit comfortably. But I digress. I sat down on my uncomfortable but cute step stool, and I opened my Bible and I opened my app and said, okay, God, what's up? And I didn't know. Of course, we don't ever know what he's gonna give us. But today, he really hit it out of the park for me. Let me see if I can not be scattered and everything. When I wrote down, I went through my pages and I'm like, oh my gosh, by the end of it, I was like, this is so good because it came around. And of course, the first thing I get when I go through all of this was God first. The first thing he gave us, today's reading, today's gospel is Luke 14:15 through 24. And it's the story of a master inviting all of his people in for a meal because they said, because they had said, in response to God's parable and call for us to do favors for those who cannot repay us as will be paid back in heaven. The response was, well, blessed is he who dines in the house of the Lord. And so the master threw a dinner party, and he invited all of his employees and his people, and they said, oh wait, I have things. I just got married. I just bought some property. I did this. I did that. I don't have time for you. And what I heard was, and what the master did was he invited in all the poor and the cripple and the people astray and the homeless, and he brought them into his house, and he filled his house with these people, and he fed them, and he said, never mind you who don't have time for me, I will feed them. And it was a glorious, amazing, beautiful feast. So what I heard was every single darn day, every day without fail, consistently, consistency was another word, so hold on to that. Every day, consistently, God invites us, and he wants to feed us every day. He provides us. He gives us our daily bread in every way, shape, and form. He invites us every single day. And are we saying, I don't have time for that, God? Isn't that crazy? I really, really, really did say, I need to do other things this morning. And the first thing I heard was, Why do we say, God, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. It's going to be a great meal, God, but I got other things. Like, why do we do that? So, blessed is he who dines in the house, in the kingdom of God. Well, every day God wants to do that for us. Why do we not accept the invite? So I'm going to start out every single morning to have breakfast with God. And that's just going to be what I do. I am in a place right now where I didn't do that. And that's, I didn't make time for God. I always loved him. I always trusted him. I always, in the middle of the hustle and bustle, said, Lord, help me on this one. I don't know. But I never took time to open the word. I have my Bible here, my journal, my phone with my app, my, pens, paper, all the things. And I'm going to make time because God has put me in a place in life where I do have it. Now, I know I don't have kids at home. I don't even have a husband here right now. God has exiled me away from my husband right now so that I can focus on me, because I didn't make time for God. I didn't make time for me. I just didn't. But I also wonder, one of the other things I wrote down was, just as the master invited in the poor and the cripple and the homeless and all the people, why do we wait? Why do we wait until we are poor and crippled and homeless and distraught and sad and hopeless and all these things? Why do we wait until then to go to God and be faithful to him? Why do we wait till where we are so hopeless till we say, okay, God, I got you. I need you. I need you. Bring it. And we continue to do it because it feels good. But then as soon as the world makes us feel good, we say, oh God, I don't have time for you. He gave us this. He gave us this. He gave us all those good. He gave us those feel goods in the world. He provided that. Why do we not take the time when things are good to still sit down and just bask in him and have breakfast with him or dinner with him or dessert with him before we go to bed? We need to build it into our every single day. He is the Lord that gives and provides us everything. So for me, that means a new schedule. I'm a schedule girl. I might not follow it perfectly, but at least I know, okay, I'm going to go to bed by this time so I can get up by this time. So I have this time in the morning, and I can do house chores during this time, and I can take the dogs for a walk during this time, and I can go grocery shop or go pick something up during this time. So for me, new schedule. My routines, I've been looking forward to getting into new routines, and this is my call to do it. So my call to action is, where can I rebuild my routines so that I give myself and I give the Lord that time that he deserves and that I deserve, because I do deserve that time, because God builds me up and he makes me into such a fulfilled person when I do that. But there's more. Okay. Pure hearts first, God first. Okay. And it's funny. So then I opened another devotional. Father Mike Spitz did his just minute homily, and I really like him. Typically, I'm like, oh, that's such a good way to look at it. And today, at first, I was like, I don't know how this connects with everything. I don't really know. But his minute homily basically talked about, why do we put off the things that we know we need to do? Why do we put it off? Oh, I'll spend time with you later, God. I'll open that Bible later, God. No, we can't put that part off. None of us will be ready unless we do what we know we need to do, which is spend time with God and his word. If you're spend time, if you don't know where your Bible's at, you best know. If it sits by your bedside or sits on the bookshelf, I'm gonna convict you. Go get it. Go get it. Open it. God will tell you what he wants you to read. Find an app. He will lead you to somewhere useful. No matter how dark it is in this life, we know it's not the end. And so if we build our foundations on him and his word and what he feeds us with, then we'll be fine. We know it's not the end. This world is not the end. so we can, and the best testament to God, and this is where it got really like crazy awesome for me right now, is Father Mike just closed it, and it was 4 minutes, really quick. Here it is. And he closed it with, walk in hope, courage, and endurance in this dark world. That is a testament to God, because we know it's not the end. And in reflection of where I'm at in my life right now, and it is a place where I didn't want to be, and I didn't want to be there. I'm glad I'm here. But when you write out this story of how your life is going to be when you empty nest and you're alone with your husband and all these things, and it's funny because you see these stinking reels and all this stuff on Facebook about and Instagram and TikTok about these cute little couples that thought they were going to be so sad and missing their children when they were empty nesting and all these things, but oh wait, they had just so much fun with their spouse, and they're kicking it up and going to do things all the time and all that. And I mean, like, I truly was like, yeah, we're going to go visit our kids and love on them and talk to them every day, but my husband and I are going to have so much fun when we're empty nesting. We never got to do that. And within a month of us being empty nested, we fell apart. Because we didn't build our foundation on God. Yeah, God was intertwined in our days and our life, and He's valuable, and we went to Mass and we did things and we served others and we prayed and all that, but we didn't build our foundation on God and Jesus and all that He had for us. And we didn't make time on a regular basis for Him. We went to Mass when it was convenient and or when we felt convicted, but we fell apart within a month. We're not broken. We're not done. God's not done with us, but He's allowing me space, and He's allowing Him space to build our foundation again, and we come together and build it together. And I send my husband prayers every morning and every evening, and we're finding out how to build that and rebuild that again. We just are doing it in our own space, and I actually hate that part. I think that's okay word to say. So right now in this place of life, man, I wasn't going to be this vulnerable, I don't think. Right now in this space in life, you would think that I would walk around sad and upset 24/7 and just want to curl up in a ball on a bed or something, which I don't have a bed because my moving company's not here. So, but you'd think I would just not want to get up, do my hair, do my makeup, brush my teeth, get dressed, look good, feel good, do good every day. You would think that, because my husband and I have been married for 22 and a half years. I love him deeply, dearly, and everything. He is at the center. He's at the core of me. We got God, we have my husband, we have my children. Those are my core. And you'd think that I would be an absolute puddle 24/7. But God has given me so much peace right now. And so when Father Mike said, walk in hope, courage, and endurance in this dark world, I have hope. And I have courage. And this is really hard, to be down in this space all by myself, in a house all by myself, to be responsible for the bills all by myself. It takes courage. I gave up a lot professionally for my marriage. And all of that we were working for. I gave up every opportunity I ever had professionally. I have a college degree. I'm pretty darn smart. I think I'm pretty personable. And I gave up a ton. Willingly, with hope, with love. I wanted to give it up. I was never forced. I gave it up with an open heart. But it's left me now with a resume that's really scattered, and I'm at that age that companies struggle with hiring, and I struggle with priorities. We already talked about that. Like, I just really am struggling right now in that way. So it takes courage to do what I did And I'm not here to toot my own horn. I'm here to toot God's horn because I've said it very consistently. I'm in a really good place with God. I'm not angry with him. I've never questioned God, I don't think. He and we're going to go to battles on a couple things that I don't understand as I go through this phase and this season in my life where I'm going to process all these things. But God is my anchor, and that's something else that came up in the devotions today about in Hebrews 6:19 through 20. God is our anchor. We hold to Jesus, not people. When others falter, Jesus never does. When I falter, Jesus never does. He's my safety and my stability. Isaiah 26:3-4, trust in God, he's steadfast and will give us peace. So when we have conflict, whether it be in anything, relationships or in our own head or in a store, wherever we are, conflict, at work, whatever we're doing, if we can pause, fix our mind on God, our anchor, our refuge, our rock, our fortress. Do not give in to anxiety. We've talked about this. It's not anxiety. Don't let that have it. When you start feeling the flutter in your chest or you're breathing different, put your eyes on God. Find a rock to look at and let it remind you of God. We put our mind on him and we can get through those things. He will give us the answer to the conflict. He will help us lead with love. And that is one term that my childhood friend said, no, we live with love, we lead with love. Everything we do with love. It doesn't mean we're weak. We have to remember that relationships, they're a gift from God, but they are not our rock. They're not our refuge. They're not our anchor. They are a gift from God because they're going to fail us. I'm going to fail people because I hate that. I don't want to. I don't set out with that mentality of, well, I'm going to fail you, but I'm going to try and I'm going to love you and I will do all those things. But relationships are a gift from God to help us and comfort us and all those things, but they are not to be our rock. They are not to be our refuge. And that's where I messed up in life. Like, I wanted my marriage to be my rock. I wanted my marriage to be my refuge. Can my husband be a refuge? Yes. Should he be? I think so. I think he should be a refuge. Does he always want to be? No. But God is the rock, the refuge, the fortress. Jesus, and why? Because he won't fail us. He can't fail us. He's so dang consistent, and he proves it in this way. Because we wait, and I'm the guiltiest of this. I'm so terrible about it. Because we wait until we're poor and crippled and homeless and desolate and desperate and sad and wanting to cry in the corner, in a ball in the corner. Because we wait so long to seek out God and his consistency and his love and his gifts, we realize he still shows up. He doesn't say, well, maybe I'll make time for you tomorrow. Maybe I'll give you some peace tomorrow, because last time when I, made this beautiful breakfast for you, you decided to walk the dogs instead. So tomorrow, let's try again. God never does that. He's consistent. He's constant. He shows up every single dang day, no matter how I show up or don't show up for him. So, and like I said, I'm so guilty of it. So guilty of it. So, I can't get over how God's placed me somewhere now to where I can show up. I don't have any good excuses to not show up. I don't. Walking the dogs is not a good excuse. There's no one here in the mornings where I can displace my energy to. Oh, what? You need me to go? You're like, oh, you're going to use the pickup later. Let me go clean that out right now. You're going to, let me go. I'm going to go grocery shop now because we don't have any food and I need to make a really good dinner for tonight because you have a long day. No. Everything, I can get up and focus on God. And yeah, I need to work. And yeah, the dogs need to go for a walk. And yeah, today I think I'm gonna go find a chair to go be comfortable in my devotions. But God's first, and I'm gonna get in a really good habit of it. And I encourage you to also. So I really thought that today was good. Today was so good. I didn't feel like I was stretching on anything. I have some great. I'll share all the scriptures with you in the notes, and share your thoughts with me or how this resonates with you in the comments. And I'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share if you can. I appreciate it. God's peace.